Welcome to the Arizona Wildcat Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Zach Rosenblatt. Zach, one of the highlights of my summer so far has been your NBA draft flashbacks. Yeah, I figured I'd put you on camera here and tell you that. It's been your NBA draft flashback series where every day for the last couple of weeks and going on for the next week or so, you're going to break down one Arizona Wildcat in the NBA draft. I know that you've dug into our archives here. Take me through a couple of maybe the bigger surprises as you've gone through and done some of this research.
Maybe not so much surprises, but like I've had a lot of fun looking up guys like Larry Demick, who I hadn't really heard of before I started doing this, and Bob Elliott, and just seeing how people talked about prospects going into the draft back then, and even just like learning about someone like Khalid Reeves, who was a little before my time, but just reading how his first 3 years he was inconsistent, blaming the coaches for everything, and then he comes in the last year, just completely flips a switch, and has
and they make the Final Four.
They make the Final Four. He's one of the best individual seasons in Arizona history. Just seeing all like what was said about these guys coming in and what happened after, and then like Gilbert Arenas, a young Gilbert, like you can't beat seeing what it was like as he started becoming crazy.
Yeah, crazy in a good way.
In a good way.
Eccentric.
Gilbert lost his mind.
Eccentric. Nice Bill Walton reference. Let's talk about Larry Demick for just a second here. He was a guy, and it baffled me. He was Arizona's only first-round draft pick before Lute Olson got here.
I didn't even know that because I was writing the lead to that story, and I'm like, let's see how many first-round picks there were before Lute, and he was the only one.
Right. He was a guy who, again, I mean, the NBA draft, nothing is guaranteed. Went and played a couple of years with the Knicks, and it was just kind of okay. I mean, was not sort of the first-round pick as we sort of think of them today.
And I think a big part of it now is teams are a lot more capable of like sussing out whether a guy is capable of living up to what you draft, because they didn't really have as much to go on. There was no Draft Express, no mock drafts, no highlight videos. Right. There was a lot of word of mouth and all-star games in the postseason. He was a guy that was, I think, like 6'9" and 220, pretty athletic, so he's going to look good in workouts. So
sure. Was there one guy who was kind of sneaky successful throughout his career? Did you look at somebody's career earnings and go, I had no idea?
That's a good question.
Because I've got one, but go ahead.
Well, honestly, just like Gilbert Arenas, just looking at how good he was in his prime in the NBA, I feel like people kind of forget about it because he so quickly went from being an all-star to just out of the league because of all his personal issues and bring guns to the locker room and such. But he averaged almost 30 points a game for 3 years, all-star game all 3 years. I mean, I'd make the case that those were the 3 best seasons of any former Wildcat in the NBA.
Absolutely. And Gilbert Arenas, as you know, still getting paid.
Still getting paid.
Still getting paid. So call him crazy, call him eccentric. Gilbert Arenas can buy and sell, well, pretty much everybody we know put together.
Wait, who was the surprise for you? That
for me, it was Luke Walton. And not because he wasn't an accomplished NBA player, he was. But the sheer amount of money that he made as a role player for the Lakers and then the Cavs, was there for a decade, goes to show that there's no one way to become a successful NBA player. For every Aaron Gordon that Arizona produces, they produce 2 or 3 guys like Luke Walton, like Solomon Hill, who falls into that Luke Walton category, by simply playing the game the right way, being a good teammate, and having nerves of steel, can carve out a very long NBA career. And who knows? Maybe we'll see that with T.J. McConnell too. He fits into kind of that same mold, but a little bit shorter than the other guys.
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Arizona Wildcat Show. Brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. For Zach Rosenblatt, I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
Try this matchup. Low prices and faster checkout. You can count on it at Fry's.